straight up. Two big fellas. Got you that time. I can see there's that's sort of red and gooey there. Today I've come down to the Nemoy River. No particular plan. We're just going to drown the worm, try a few different spots and see what we can get. And I don't know whether you could pick a more beautiful spot to be. Got all the wildflowers out, got the purples and the yellows. Got the rugged banks of the river, logs strewn everywhere, and an absolute beautiful looking spot. It's going to be a little bit warm today, so we're going to have a bit of a crack here first, see how we go, and then we'll probably find somewhere with a bit of shade. And what I'm thinking, I don't know how well it's going to show on camera. We've got a shallow sandbank, gravel bank running across the middle of the river. We've got a bit of a deep channel on this side with a fair bit of flow in it coming out, and you can tell that gravel bank goes all the way across, but it is a little bit deeper on this side as well. Comes across, shoots across the river, and just here on this steep bank we've got a big area of backwater, which is like a slack water. I think that's where we're going to go first. We're going to go down here, toss a worm out and see what happens. What we're using for bait today is just a little tiny bloodworm. Bloodworm, tiger worm, red worm, whatever you want to call it. They're only a really small little compost worm, probably 50 mil long, not much fatter than the hook. But I tell you what, if you can put 4 or 5 of these on a little hook, there's not many fish that can resist it. So let's get it out there, see if there's anything hanging around. And it's definitely not very deep here. It's probably a couple of foot by the go of that at the most. Yes, yes. Oh, mud marlin straight up. It's not what we want. It's a start though. I reckon we'll get him up out of the water without the net. Don't want to slime up with net with that dirty little bugger. Well, that's definitely not what we're after. He didn't even put up a very good fight. We'll get a worm back in there and see if we can't find a yellow belly or two. Something's picked it up. Oh, it might have been that leaf. Nah, something's picking it up. He's picked it up. He's picked it up. Another mud marlin straight up. Oh, I'm not even going to bother with it. Oh, he's a bit bigger, that one. I probably should use a net, I think. I don't want to lose him. I don't like getting these mud marlins in my net. They stink it up. And he's a bit bigger, that one. Be pushing 40, I reckon. Skinny looking bugger. I better get my net ready. I've got my bugger for that. I'll leave my net over there and I'll hook something big that I need the net for, and it won't be there. Oh yes, yes, yes. I can't stand up. Oh, I got him. What do we got? Oh, another big muddy. Not looking good. Unfortunately, in this river, you've really just got to put up with that. He's having a good go, but I can't put too much pressure on him because I've only got that little tiny hook. He's not a bad fish. He's not a giant, but he's going to need a net. Oh, got him. Not a giant, but he's got some weight to him. Be a few kilo. Get out of me net, you stinking bugger. He's not a giant, and I really should bring a tape because the video doesn't do it justice how big they actually are. He'd probably be 40 centimetres, I'm guessing. And look at me worms. Dirty little twat. And that's just a testament to how hardy these red worms are. Look at that. I just pulled that out of that carp's mouth, and those worms are still lively as hell. I'm going to try a different tactic. I don't think it'll work, but might as well give it a try, because I'm only getting carp out there. What I've done, I put the line in really close. It's like 3.5, 4 foot straight down off the bank. And I don't know whether there's a little channel that runs through here, but it does seem reasonably deep there. It's at least a couple of foot, probably 3 or 4 foot deep. We'll dangle it down there for a while and see what happens. That bite was a little bit different, that one. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Oh no, he's dropped it. That bite was a little bit different. I reckon in here close might be the go. Something definitely having a go at that. Oh, missed him again. Kidding me. That's the 3rd time. I wonder next time I'll just pull it slowly and make sure it's not a bloody yabbie having a go at it. I'll leave it where it was. It's a very strange sort of a bite. Now, there's definitely something moving that. That's coming in against the current. Oh, I got him that time. And it's a yeller, I think. I can't see it. Oh, no, another carp. I was going to say, I couldn't see a red tail on him. Dirty little bugger. Had me going all along. And probably about the same size, 35, 40 centimetres. We're starting to get a pile up of them here now. What have we got? 4 there, 4 or 5, 4 there. Number 5. I think we'll give them 10 more minutes. The fisherman's famous last words. We'll give them 10 more minutes. If we get another carp, then that's it. We're going to keep moving, go and find another spot. So I think we're going to try something a little bit different. We went down here, got a carp. I put it over there, got another carp. In the middle, got a carp. Put it down here, got a carp. Let's see if we get the same result now. I'm going to put it out there. You can see the main current is really ripping through here. I'm going to put it out there on the edge of the main current. I really didn't want to be throwing it out that far in this river because there's bloody logs everywhere, and all you do if you cast it way out, the whoop whoop is get snagged. But I think we're going to have to try something. Try a different tactic. See what happens. Oh, there's a big fella. Big pelican. Come on. Come on, we know you want it. Got him that time. Got him that time. What do we got? Same result. Another carp. You're kidding me. We'll bring him straight up. Well, that's number 6, and I think we're going to have to move spots. Oh well, looked like a good spot. I guess it was if I was after carp, which I'm not. It's getting a bit too bloody hot here now. I reckon we'll keep moving. See if we can't find a bit of shade somewhere. Yeah, I ain't driving through there, not today. I'm gonna get out and walk through there, make sure we can get through all right. Yeah, not too sure about that. I don't know whether the gradient is going to show on camera very well, but it's probably about a 10-foot drop. There have been people up and down there. I think the old ute would do it easy enough, but I don't know whether I want to be pushing me luck out here by myself in the middle of bloody nowhere. We're a fair way from town. I'll just come for a walk down here and just make sure if there is a nice bit of shade. I think we'll just leave the ute on top of that hill and have a bit of a walk down here. The river looks bloody nice. Big bit of bark in the water here. Bit of shallow water. Let's just have a bit of a look-see, shall we? This is generally where you'll get the yabbies hanging out if there's many about. Oh, I think there was one there. I'm pretty sure there's a little fella right in the middle there, flicking around. Looks like a nice little spot. I know this is the junction of another creek. There's a creek that runs up through there and goes for bloody miles and miles. And this is the main river going this way. Actually looks like a nice big hole across there. I'm just going to wander down this bank just to this big log and have a look. It's getting a little bit bloody sketchy. The grass is getting longer and thicker, which probably isn't the best thing. But it looks like there's a fair hole around this log if we can get to it. That looks like a nice little spot right here. Let's have a look. Sketchy as bloody hell. Sketchy as bloody hell. Why not? Yeah, no. It looks all right up that little creek. I nearly think it'd be probably worth coming here with the kayak and putting it in and setting some yabbie traps along there. If there was a bit of shade here, I'd probably sit here and have a bit of a crack. It doesn't look like a bad little hole. Got the flowing water. It looks better over there, but we won't get over there today. So we missed the turn off back there and ended up down in this creek. Only kidding. It's actually the next day. Went to go back down the river and it's absolutely blowing its butt off down on the flats. So I've decided to come for a run up the hills. I had a feeling it's fairly protected in here that there'd be no wind, and I was right. So let's go for a wander, see what we can find. And the only drama coming up here is it's bloody the water's straight up. Two big fellas. Start a big note myself. Hopefully they turn, you can see them all right on camera. I've literally only just got down here. I'll give you a bit of a look. I literally only just walked down that bank, across the creek, and the first hole there's about half a dozen good sized fish. They're hanging out over here in the deep water. Here they are. Spooked him. There's about 10 big fellas. I didn't think it'd be that easy. I've dropped the worm in front of them fellas half a dozen times and they just keep looking at it and turning the other way. I don't know whether I spooked them a little bit. The current here is ripping a bit and it's a little bit hard to keep that worm on the bottom in front of them. So what I think we'll do, we'll keep heading up the creek and we'll stop in here on the way back. Oh, that's softer than what it looks. Oh, it's been up to my knees in muck. Trying to be stealthy. Oh, it stinks too. I'm gonna have to go down here and wash my feet out. Oh, yuck. That's disgusting. End up with some fungal disease out of that. Let's get up here and have a look. There's got to be something hanging around this hole. I can get up here without breaking my neck. There's not much movement in this hole. I'm not sure whether I should zig or zag. I think we'll go down through the creek. Looks like a bit of a shallow sandbank through here. So we should be able to make it through without going up to our necks because it's starting to look a bit snaky up there and I've only got these little water boots on. Let's have a look, shall we? Yes, I don't think that's the best plan of attack, because I'm going to end up out on that island, and I bet you it's deep up through there. So I think we're going to have to go through the sketchy looking stuff. There's a nice big deep hole here, but I'm not seeing a lot of action in the actual particular hole. You can normally see them swimming around in the shallows. If there's a lot in here, I'm nearly thinking if I just sneak down here and toss a bait out there for 10 minutes. See how we go. We might just have a look over this next bank first. See if we can't spot something. I really want to do a bit of carp stalking today. It's pretty quiet up here. Those first half a dozen fish, or a dozen fish that I seen when we first got here, was about the extent of it. Let's have a look in here, shall we? Oh, there's something in this hole. Could be a big bloody snake. I'll tell you what, it's too nice of a spot not just to throw a line in and have a look. I'm not seeing much movement in this end of the hole, but it is deep. I wonder if we just toss a worm out there and give it 10 minutes. Well, I've been sitting here very, very quietly for about 10 minutes and haven't seen any movement at all. So I think we're going to double back. That big hole's just here on the other side of these trees. We might throw it in this deep spot. I can't actually see the bottom of it, but... oh, big lizard just ran through there. I reckon it's going to be worth tossing a worm in there and just giving it another 10 minutes. And they're definitely not playing the game today, the little buggers. I think what I'm going to have to do is cross this bit of a treacherous crossing here, preferably without going in for a bloody swim, because it's freezing and these rocks are slippery as hell. I'll just take my time and we'll see what's going to happen. Small steps. We'll head up through here. Hopefully this little hole here is holding some good fish. I'll sneak up in here very, very slowly. See if I can't see some movement in the water. Oh yes. Yes, yes, yes. Straight down here. There's some in here, that's for sure. Go nice and steady. Actually looks like more movement up there. What's that? What the hell is that? There is a school just here. Oh. But there's something up here as well. What shall we do? We'll have a quick flick out here to these ones. If they don't want to look at it, we'll move up because I'm interested. Oh no, that is. It's a bloody shag swimming around. I wonder what that little bugger's eating. They're definitely just not interested in it today. There's a whole school of them. Threw it pretty well straight on top of them again. And they're not even looking at it. Bugger. Bugger. I'm going to keep following them up. There goes that shag. He's swimming around this shallow up here. I've sneaked back up to the very first hole that we're at. We only come down here. I walked down there, up around that bend, probably another few hundred meters, and not really seeing a lot. This is the only hole that I've seen some good ones. There were a few smaller ones back there, but they weren't really interested. And I'm just looking here now, this first hole that we're at, and I'm not seeing a lot of action in it now either. So I think we'll have a bit of a look and see if we can't spot some. That's going to float down right in front of him. I'm not too sure what's going on with these dirty little mud suckers today, but they're not hungry. I've literally put that worm in front of them 20-30 times and they just swim over it, look at it, turn it around the other way and keep going. So I don't know whether the water temperature's still a bit cool or they're just too well fed. But I think we're going to have to go and try and find somewhere else. Hopefully the fish in this little hole are a little bit hungrier. And there's fish in here. I'm just walked down off the bank. I'll just walk down from there. And I've spotted, there's at least 6 or 8 over there in that shallow bank swimming around. There's actually more than that. There's another school up behind them. There was a big fella just straight down in here somewhere. I think we might go for a walk up along the bank here. I'm not too sure how well it's going to show on camera from up here, but this little shallow bank in here, it's just full of fish. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 that I can just see in this little tiny bank here. And it looks like they're swimming around feeding. So it's probably a good sign. I can see a heap of movement up in that little shallow area as well. I'm nearly thinking I'll put a sinker back on and toss it out in the middle of where all those fish are, and hopefully at least one is hungry. There's no way I'll get it out there without a sinker. And I'm going to stay as low as absolutely possible here so as not to spook them straight up. There you go. Now that's out about exactly where they were all swimming around. Hopefully something picks it up. Got you that time. Got him that time. Little bugger. Geez, they're putting up a bloody fight today. Oh, and he's a good one too. Yeah, beauty. I don't want to put too much pressure on him because I've only got a small hook. He's going to throw it. I'll bring him over here to this bank. Hopefully I've got that camera going. Oh, he's taking line on me. Oh, don't go over there. Where are you? Where's my camera? Try and get him up this shallow bank. I think he's tangled himself up. I tell you what, they definitely didn't make it easy today. There's one unlucky fish. Come on, I didn't bring a net. Got him. Oh, and he's a good sized fella too. Beauty. And just to show you, because they never seem as big on camera as what they actually are. That fella there's pushing 60 centimetres He's probably about 57, 58, I reckon. Oh. I tell you what, I've never had to chase a carp around so much to catch one. I've got one in the bag, beautiful little mountain carp, and I've got a special plan for this fella. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I was kicking back the other night, watching a bit of Malcolm Douglas, and I noticed whenever he was out west, all they used to eat were carp, not prepared in any way. He just used to get them out of the water, throw them on the hot coals, take them off and eat them. So we're going to have a crack at them Malcolm Douglas style. First things first, we're going to light a fire. I'm going to show you the best way to light a fire. Find yourself a nice piece of hardwood, preferably with a bit of a hollow in it. And set it there. Get yourself some dry leaves and stick into the hollow like that. Next thing you're going to want is a bit of softwood. You want to stick it in where you got the leaves and keep twisting the hell out of it like that. You've got to really go for it. Twist, twist, twist. And eventually, after probably about 10 minutes or so, you're going to get sick of doing that. And you're going to do it the smart way. Bring a lighter with you. We better go and check on Mr. Carpio. He looks like he's a little bit singed. This bloody little lizard here coming out for a feed. What are you doing, little fella? Hey, friendly little fella, ain't ya? Little rock skink. Anyway, back to the task at hand. I set Mr. Carpio here up near the fire, get a little bit preheated, and I don't know whether I may have overdone it a little bit. But anyway, it's not going to hurt. We've got some hot coals there now. What I'm going to do, just move that fire to the side a bit and keep that going to keep the hot coals coming. We'll scrape a few of those out, and I reckon that's going to be probably enough to cook Mr. Carpio. What I might try and do, get one of those hot coals up into his guts cavity. Oh yeah, look at that, that's got him smoking. What we're going to do is set him straight on the hot coals. Just like so. Scrape a few back around this side. And I probably should let you know what I've done. As soon as I got the hook out, I got the knife, cut down from basically behind his neck, down through his gills, got his head, snapped it back, and held him in the water and pumped him. And bled him out, and the amount of blood that comes out of one fish is borderline unbelievable. Basically, I done it here, and that was just like a big red cloud just over here. Actually, you can see the scales and stuff, and there's still bits of blood on the rock. And I reckon old Mal would be proud. I think my fish is on fire. And I'm definitely not a chef, but given the fact that he's pretty well gone black and sizzling and there's juice sort of bubbling out of it, I reckon he's probably nearly done. And I found myself this handy little bush plate. Bloody perfect. Bloody perfect. Now let's see if I can go and stuff it all up and try and get it on. Oh no! Try and get it on the plate without it falling apart. Oh, perfect. Get a win every now and again. Get a load of that. That actually doesn't look too bad. You probably pay a lot of money for this in the restaurant. Well, first things first is we'll get him up there where he's not going to fall over. Peel back some of these scales. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't smell very nice. It smells like burnt scales. Oh, hot, hot, hot. Get it while it's nice and fresh. I can see there's that's sort of red and gooey there. I reckon we'll scrape some of that away. Get down to the white meat. Now that does not look appealing at all. I guess if you were starving, it'd probably be alright. So we better get to the most important part of the process, and that's the taste test. And just looking at it, I'm gonna have a drink ready, because it actually doesn't smell very nice, and it doesn't look very nice. But we'll have a crack at it. My table's probably not the best here. I've got to lean over to get into it. But what I'm thinking is, it's nice soft meat. It's got a smoky flavour. It's not too bad actually. I was really expecting it to be absolutely horrible, but it's got a really nice smoky flavour to it. I don't know why that would be. And I can see why old Malcolm done it this way. As you know, I did try carp before and just knocked the fillets off, fried them up, and they did actually taste pretty good, but the bloody bones in there, they were hard to deal with. The way I'm doing it here, just scraping the meat off, you can see the bones, and you can sort of just pick the meat, just fleshes off the bone, so you're just getting little flakes of meat. And surprisingly, it doesn't have a really bad flavour. I was really expecting to spit that out and go for the water. Do I love it? Definitely not. Would I do it again? Probably, if I was hungry. Tell you what, this belly meat, where it was a bit thin, I'm trying to think what it tastes like. If you've ever tasted smoked mussels or smoked oysters in a can, they got that really smoky sort of fresh flavour. That's what it reminds me of. Well, that actually looks pretty good. Have a close look at that. That actually looks not too bad. Nice big bit of head meat. I sort of got to prop myself up here because of the table. And that is all meat. That's pretty bloody damn good. This is the way to do it. Old Mal might have been onto something. I reckon I probably could have left it a bit longer. It is cooked, but it's still a little bit soft. That is literally big chunks of boneless meat. The old Carpio, although he looked bloody disgusting, didn't smell the best, all this red meat was really off-putting, actually tasted not too bad. Like I said, around the ribs here, You peel that bit of skin back. It's got a really nice smoky flavour, almost like smoked oysters out of a tin. That's what it tastes like. So old Mal might have been onto something. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll catch you on the next one.